Hi there. Welcome on board the Jamaica Magazine journey. I'm your host, Katie Aloy Knight. And coming up, we'll be exploring a range of topics you're sure to find interesting and informative. Stay with us. It all unfolds after this quick break.
Are you confident that you are the legal owner of your property? Take action to secure your property ownership. Get a registered certificate of title and become the legal owner of your property. To register your property and obtain a certificate of title, you will need to provide a tax registration number (TRN), a valid government-issued identification, a survey diagram, documentation to prove ownership, up-to-date property tax certificate, the names, addresses, and occupations of 2 neighbors over the age of 50 who are not family members and can give a declaration on your behalf. Proof that you have been in open, undisturbed, and undisputed possession of the property for 12 years or more. For further information on registering your property and obtaining a certificate of title, contact the National Land Agency at 876-750-5263 or 876-946-5263. Email asknla@nla.gov.jm or message us at WhatsApp at 876-418-5089. The National Land Agency. One agency, one goal to serve you better.
Good day, I'm Theodore Henry, and this is your JIS News for Monday, June 8, 2026. Prime Minister Dr. Andrew Holness has officially opened the $230 million Troy Bridge, bringing an end to nearly 5 years of disruption for residents, farmers, and students in the surrounding communities. The bridge, which links the Troy to Oxford Main Road at the Manchester-Trelawney border, was destroyed during Tropical Storm Grace in 2021. Dr. Holness says last Friday's opening ceremony was more than a construction milestone.
We gather to celebrate the opening of a bridge. But in truth, we are celebrating something much greater than a bridge. We are celebrating reconnection. We are celebrating resilience. We are celebrating the triumph of persistence over delay.
Today we are not just marking the completion of a project. We're reconnecting communities and restoring access. And more importantly, we have built a bridge that is built to last.
Prime Minister Holness further underscored the need to build stronger and better infrastructure going forward, noting that the Troy Bridge was a lesson to all of Jamaica.
The destruction of this bridge reminded us of a simple truth. Infrastructure is not merely concrete and steel. Infrastructure is opportunity made real, opportunity materialized, opportunity accessible. Infrastructure is productivity made possible.
Last Friday's island-wide power outage has reinforced the need to strengthen the resilience of Jamaica's electricity network, particularly as the country enters the 2026 Atlantic hurricane season. That's the word from the Minister of Energy, Transport and Telecommunications, Darrell Vaz, who made the point during a media briefing on Saturday.
While the immediate focus has been on restoring power and stabilizing critical services, this event underscores the importance of addressing long-standing vulnerabilities within our electricity system. And it is important that the customers of the JPS and the people of Jamaica have a level of confidence that if something untoward was to happen, that we are in a position to respond effectively and quickly.
President and Chief Executive Officer of the JPS, Hugh Grant, says preliminary assessments have linked Friday's blackout to intense lightning activity.
As a result of the significant lightning activity, we lost 5 of our transmission lines emanating from one of our significant substations in the corporate area. In parallel with that, we had a cascading effect causing the loss of generation across the entire island. This cascading effect resulted in a shutdown of the entire grid.
JPS says its emergency response systems functioned as designed, allowing teams to self-start the Bogue Power Plant in St. James and the South Jamaica Power Company facility in St. Catherine. This enabled the restoration process to begin within an hour of the outage. Electricity service was restored to customers on a phased basis, with the last affected customers reconnected at approximately 6:30 a.m. on Saturday. Meanwhile, the Office of Utilities Regulation, OUR, asked JPS to submit a preliminary report, which became due today. The report should outline the sequence of events that led to the outage, contributing factors, the impact on generation, transmission, and distribution systems, and the measures being implemented to prevent a recurrence. The OUR says the preliminary findings will inform a more comprehensive report, which JPS is required to submit within 30 days of the restoration of service, in keeping with the Electricity Act. The National Housing Trust Amendment Special Provisions Act 2026 will now go before the Governor-General for the official seal of approval for ascension into law. The bill, which previously received the approval of the House of Representatives, was passed in the Senate on Friday without amendment. It was piloted by Minister of Foreign Affairs and Foreign Trade, Senator Kamina Johnson-Smith. The process will authorize the annual withdrawal of $11.4 billion from the NHT to provide budgetary support for the government over the next 5 fiscal years. Senator Johnson-Smith explained that the government reluctantly opted to continue this revenue measure due to the significant alteration to Jamaica's fiscal environment caused by Hurricane Melissa.
Beyond the personal experiences of dislocation, loss, and disruption caused by Hurricane Melissa, extensive destruction to critical infrastructure, productive sectors, and public assets have placed severe pressure on the public finances and increased the need for continued recovery spending. Discontinuation of this measure at this time would result in a significant fall-off in government revenues at a time when these funds are needed even more.
According to Senator Johnson-Smith, the alternative would be to cut programs delivering wider benefits or to levy new taxes. She argued that the NHT was well positioned to sustain the annual transfer of $11.4 billion to the government over the medium term while still maintaining adequate cash surpluses.
The NHT continues to maintain a strong asset position. In fact, assets exceed liabilities by approximately 1.8 times and will continue to do so over the medium term. Therefore, based on the expected expenditure plans, a strong revenue base, and robust asset position, notwithstanding the transfers, Mr. President, it will be able to continue to operate profitably while expanding access to housing.
Jamaica's event economy is getting a significant institutional boost as the Tourism Enhancement Fund, TEF, and the University of the West Indies have partnered to launch an event playbook. The TEF UWI Event Playbook Partnership involves an ongoing workshop series designed to elevate the standard of Jamaica's entertainment and cultural events sector. The workshop is organized by TEF's Tourism Linkages Network through its Sports and Entertainment Network. It will be complemented by 2 short courses to be delivered by the UWI's Institute of Cultural Studies, equipping event promoters and organizers with industry-driven skills in sponsorship, event safety, compliance, audience experience design, and innovation. During the recent launch, Tourism Minister Edmund Bartlett hailed the partnership.
The UWI has knowledge, research, students, technology, creative talents, cultural expertise, business capacity, and innovation systems that can help build the next generation of tourism products and services.
Meanwhile, the Portfolio Minister says the rehabilitated Fontebelle to Geddestown Road in St. Mary will help diversify Jamaica's tourism product by improving access to key heritage and ecotourism attractions. He was speaking during the recent ribbon-cutting ceremony for the $27.5 million road rehabilitation project. Minister Bartlett says this is part of efforts to expand tourism beyond traditional resort areas and strengthen community participation in the sector. He points out that the corridor serves as a vital link to Sun Valley Plantation and the historic Tamarind Great House, both of which provide visitors with authentic Jamaican cultural and heritage experiences.
The authentication is not in the hotel. As nice as the hotels might be, what authenticates their visit is the indelible memory and the physical manifestation of the creative expressions of the people of Jamaica.
The upgraded roadway is expected to benefit residents of Geddestown, Huntstown, Freehill, Bonnie Gate, and other neighboring communities. And finally, Minister of National Security and Peace Dr. Horace Chang says the 56% decline in murders in the Area 5 Police Division is due to the efforts of the JCF and government's consistent investments in resources and human capital development in the force. He was responding to the data, which was revealed during a meeting with senior officers of the division on Thursday.
The country needs to understand we have left the old policing behind a long time. We as a government are pleased with the results, and we made a decision and we made the investment. We are satisfied we made the right decision to spend billions of dollars on the police, and we spent an objective way.
The Area 5 Police Division includes St. Andrew North, which has recorded 4 murders since the start of the year, St. Catherine North with 12, St. Catherine South with 9, and St. Thomas with 7. Further data from the Jamaica Constabulary Force shows an overall 20.3% reduction in major crimes as at the end of May. During this period, murder went down by 23.3%, shooting by 30.6%, and rape by 14.7%. There was also a 25% decline in robbery and a reduction of 10% for break-ins. And that's it for JIS News Today. I'm Theodore Henry. Thanks for watching.
Jamaica's mining sector continues to play a significant role in the country's economy, accounting for 85% of traditional exports. The industry remains a key contributor to national development, with several companies now investing heavily in infrastructure and production upgrades.
Windalco has completed their haulage road in St. Anne, which opened up access to increased qualities of high-quality ore. They invested about $29 million US. Atlantic Alumina has entered into a strategic partnership worth $450 million in relation to Gramercy in Louisiana. And this signals a significant shift in the industry for us here at Discovery Bauxite. They are investing US $45 million this year to construct new haulage road, upgrade their maintenance upgrades, and purchase heavy-duty equipment. Century Aluminum has invested approximately US $80 million in capital upgrades at Jamaica Refinery, including the installation of a new turbine generator to improve energy self-sufficiency.
The government is also expanding the Bauxite Community Development Program.
We have embarked on phase 8 of our Bauxite Community Development Program, and we will be spending significant sums on a number of areas. $70 million will be support education activities, $30 million has been earmarked for healthcare. Operation Pipewater will be accelerated to bring water infrastructure into communities that now does not have water. We are increasing the allocation to members of parliament. Some will be increased by 25%, some by 100%.
Additionally, 50 acres of land in St. Anne have been identified for the development of an agri-park. The government is also expanding the Hoylett Lambert Scholarship Program. After awarding 14 scholarships last year, the program will now provide 30 scholarships to students in bauxite communities who are studying science, engineering, and logistics.
Over the last year, we faced hurricanes, drought, global instability, rising costs, supply chain disruptions. Our miners have continued to power this national development.
The Atlantic hurricane season is officially underway, and while forecasters are predicting a near or below normal season, they have also been reminding us all it only takes one. Minimizing our risk starts with being informed. Get answers to commonly asked questions and learn commonly used terms, from tropical waves and storm surges to watches, warnings, and forecasts. Understanding what these terms mean can help you make better decisions before, during, and after severe weather events. Keep watching to learn more.
Even though a trough is likely for the island next week, tomorrow will be perfect for beachgoers. So expect bright sunshine and clear skies all day.
Yeah, right. Like how yesterday, Una tell me say it go bright and pretty. I wash my clothes and a pure rainfall. I'll know them not dry.
And today, we want to hear from you, our viewers. So call us now to get your weather questions answered.
Yeah, man, me go now call.
And we have a call online now. What is your question?
How comes you tell me that today I go bright and pretty and a pure rainfall in my community?
It's not as simple as you might think to predict weather with full accuracy. To provide a forecast, we measure and assess current atmospheric conditions over various areas and compare that to previous observations. This allows us to have a general idea of what conditions to expect in a particular area. Rainfall, however, can be difficult to forecast, especially over small areas. From our analyses and observations, we can know that conditions will be ideal for rainfall, and we have a good idea of the general region where rain is likely, but it is sometimes difficult to give that precise location.
Oh, so you're saying even though you can't tell me it will rain in my town, you can't necessarily tell me it will rain in my little district?
You've got it.
Oh, wait, I have another question. But you're not talking about one system where I affect the island. Where next week? You think it's so early we need to know about that?
When it comes to telling the public about severe weather, the nature of the system determines how soon we start to share that information. For systems like tropical wave or a trough that may produce severe weather, advisories are issued 2 to 3 days before a system is forecasted to affect our area. For tropical cyclones such as hurricanes, advisories are issued once a system is expected to be formed within 48 hours, even if it will not affect Jamaica.
You know what else me always want to know? The Met Office and ADPEM. Them do the same thing?
No. The Met Service is responsible for monitoring the weather conditions over the island and territorial waters and issuing reliable and timely weather services. ADPEM, which stands for the Office of Disaster Preparedness and Emergency Management, is responsible for maintaining a state of national preparedness for all types of disasters. When the system that could cause a disaster is a weather phenomenon, the Met Service monitors the progress to forecast and to determine the extent of the weather conditions.
You know, I never know there's so much things the Met Service do, and that weather forecasting is so complicated.
Yes, it is. And if you have more questions in the future, please feel free to contact the Met Service.
There are two weather systems
This
developed.
is going to become hurricane.
The storm right now has winds of 140.
MetService has issued a number of warnings.
There are a number of terms associated with the Atlantic hurricane season, but how many of them do you really understand? Let's talk weather.
Waters of the Atlantic remain very warm.
This is going to be a monster storm.
First, hurricanes, storms, and depressions are all types of tropical cyclones. A tropical cyclone is a system of winds with a warm core that originates over tropical or subtropical waters, for example, the Atlantic Ocean. Based on the wind speed associated with the system, cyclones are defined as follows. Tropical depression, a system which has winds moving up to 63 kilometers per hour. A tropical storm has wind speed up to 118 kilometers per hour. And a hurricane is a northern hemisphere cyclone with wind speed starting at 119 kilometers per hour. Hurricanes are rated categories 1 to 5. Relating to hurricanes, the eye is the center of the system, usually the calmest area in terms of winds. The eye wall is the area surrounding the eye and is characterized by intense winds. As soon as a significant system develops, the Met Service will take steps to inform the public. The terms that will be used include an advisory. This is any official information issued by tropical cyclone warning centers. It speaks to location, intensity, and the movement of the system, as well as any precaution that is to be taken. A tropical storm or hurricane watch is a public release from the Met Service advising that associated conditions pose a possible threat to the island within 48 hours. Tropical storm or hurricane warnings are issued when associated conditions are 36 hours or less away. Now, a flash flood watch says that flooding is possible and precautions are to be taken. A flash flood warning suggests that flooding has already been reported or will occur shortly. Those are some of the terms and definitions that you should be familiar with, especially during this season. For more information on these and other terms, you can contact the Meteorological Service of Jamaica at 876-929-3694. And remember, to be better prepared, stay in the know.
Road crashes are avoidable events. We can all make the traffic environment safer by obeying the rules of the road. Buckle up as we hit the streets with the National Road Safety Council, exploring good and bad habits and the rules to make your journey and that of others safe.
Yo. Yeah, I'm just going to go down the road quick and forward.
Every time a driver turns the key, lives are put in motion, not just their own. In built-up communities, speed is often the first danger.
The main thing about motorists is that if you hit somebody at greater than 30 kilometers per hour, it increases the risk of them suffering serious injury and dying. You can't be driving in a built-up area as if you're driving on a highway. It's crazy, it's dangerous, and it's irresponsible.
But speed isn't the only risk drivers bring onto the road.
Drinking and driving, drinking alcohol and driving, smoking ganja and driving, using Molly and driving, driving and using a cell phone, driving and texting. And this one I can't begin to program it. Driving and watching a movie. I mean, it happens. And how it happens, God knows. But it's just total madness. But it's happening. So those bad habits we need to find a way to reduce.
And when attention drops, danger rises.
Slow down. Slow down. Once you're approaching any kind of built-up area, any kind of school zone, any kind of crossing, in Jamaica we tend to ignore red light, especially motorcyclists. They treat red lights as if it's no big thing. If you can find a way to get Jamaicans to stop being so impatient and just cut your speed, then we can save so many lives, including your own.
What's needed isn't just enforcement, it's a shift in mindset.
Change your mindset. You enter in a danger zone. Be very careful about what you are about to do. Put on your seatbelt. Be mindful that there are other road users, including vulnerable road users.
Simply put,
do not speed. Take the ganja out of your mouth. Put the cell phone down. I see them driving with dogs in the hand, holding on to the dog. That is madness. We have to get into a zone where we are determined to follow what Damon Marley said.
Reach home safe. That's the most important thing.
You the driver, you the pedestrian, you the motorcyclist, you the pedal cyclist.
Because crashes don't just happen to strangers.
It's happening to so many people around you. You need to take stock. You need to take stock and realize that this is happening. It can happen to anybody. Once you go on the road, you have to assume a different mindset. You have to pray to God Almighty you're going to reach home safe. And you take the necessary precautions.
Whether you're driving a car, riding a bike, getting home safely starts with the person behind the wheel. Patience isn't just a virtue on the road, it's protection.
Our oceans are coming under environmental threats. There are three major environmental threats. They call it the triple planetary crisis, and there's no area of the world that is immune to these challenges. Challenge 1 is climate change. Challenge 2 is biodiversity loss. Challenge 3 is pollution. Climate change is the warming of our atmosphere. It is the changing of our weather patterns. We know that it's because of carbon dioxide and carbon monoxide being released into the environment at a rate that the environment can't absorb it. What that's causing is warming of our oceans at a rate which is frightening. It doesn't allow the organisms that live in your ocean to adapt as fast as they need to. That's one of the things that's affecting biodiversity loss in the oceans. If people use unsustainable fishing practices, then you take more fish than you need. You don't allow the oceans to replenish itself and to be as healthy as it can. So when you have people that use nets that are too small or fish out baby parrotfish, they are committing a crime in some cases, but they're actually harming the ocean that you own a part of. The third issue, which we have the capacity to deal with, is the pollution issue. To generate ocean wealth, we need to have ocean health.
Our half-hour journey through the pages of Jamaica Magazine ends here for today. Be sure to join us again tomorrow on this station for more information you can use to make Jamaica the place of choice to live, work, raise families, do business, and retire in paradise. In the meantime, visit our website at jis.gov.jm for this and other offers. On behalf of the entire production team, I'm Katie Aloy Knight. Until next time, do take care.
This has been a production of the Jamaica Information Service, the voice of Jamaica.